the opening round of the Formula One World Championship season, the Australian Grand Prix at Melbourne, the 5th Grand Prix to be staged on this circuit. Mika Häkkinen for McLaren, the defending Drivers' Champion, and Ferrari, the defending Constructors' Champions, going into the new season. Mika Häkkinen claimed pole position, the 15th of his career, and for the 3rd year running he was on pole at the opening race. An all McLaren row 1 with David Coulthard lining up alongside Mika Häkkinen, all Ferrari row 2, Michael Schumacher partnered by Rubens Barrichello, who'd moved across from Stewart. Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Jarno Trulli, all Jordan row 3. Eddie Irvine in the new Jaguar on row 4 with Jacques Villeneuve, who'd qualified well in the BAR. Giancarlo Fisichella for Benetton alongside Mika Salo with his new team Sauber on row 5. So the season underway as the lights went out at Melbourne. Mika Häkkinen made a good start, tracking down to the first corner. David Coulthard there with him. The Ferraris with a hard job of shutting out the Jordans of Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Jarno Trulli. The first lap of Grand Prix motor racing in the year 2000 completed, and the defending champion Mika Häkkinen led his teammate David Coulthard. For Johnny Herbert, just 1 lap completed in the new Jaguar before he was forced out with a mechanical failure. Jean Alesi for Prost started from the pit lane, but was then further delayed as Pedro Diniz in the Sauber cut across his bows. Not an auspicious start for Alesi with his new team, nor for Jaguar. Their race was over after only about 15 minutes when Irvine retired. He was suddenly seen skating backwards across the circuit. The loose wheel was that of Pedro de la Rosa of Arrows. The incident brought out the safety car. Heinz-Harald Frentzen tried to make sure of the regulations before he was waved through, and the safety car picked up the 2 McLarens. Häkkinen leading as the safety car pulled off, Coulthard in 2nd place, Schumacher up to 3rd in the Ferrari, followed by Heinz-Harald Frentzen in the Jordan. Coulthard's race was soon over. An engine failure delayed him in the pits. He did manage to get going again, but not for long. After the safety car episode, Coulthard's long pit stop meant that when he eventually exited the pit lane, he was running in last place. It was asking an awful lot for him to come back from that position. And in the end, the car just wasn't up to it. Häkkinen still led, increasing his lead over Michael Schumacher as Coulthard smoked into retirement. Heinz-Harald Frentzen still held down 3rd place for Jordan. Further down the order, the former world champion Jacques Villeneuve was performing well in the BAR. He's running in 6th place and on course for BAR to claim their first point. His teammate Ricardo Zonta was also holding things together. With 40 laps to go, Häkkinen held a lead of just over 2.5 seconds over Michael Schumacher. In 12th place, Jenson Button, making his debut for Williams at the age of 20 and having made up 9 places in the early stages. Häkkinen faltered, and McLaren's interest in the opening race of the 2000 season looked at an end. Michael Schumacher took over 1st place to the delight of his many fans packing the grandstands at Melbourne. Out went Jean Alesi, the end of his 168th Grand Prix, but his first for Prost. Michael Schumacher in for what proved to be his one and only pit stop, having slightly misjudged his markings. And he was delayed fractionally longer than he'd originally catered for. Schumacher resumed the racetrack just ahead of the second Jordan, driven by Jarno Trulli, Jordan's new recruit from Prost. Trulli's teammate Heinz-Harald Frentzen was running up front. Rubens Barrichello came in for his stop. At only 9 seconds, this gave the indication that Barrichello would go for a 2-stop strategy. Jarno Trulli went out, victim of another engine failure at Melbourne. His teammate, meanwhile, was still running at the head of the field until he came in for his pit stop and encountered problems. The fuel nozzle just wouldn't fit on the car. And Frentzen's chances of winning this race drifted away. Jacques Villeneuve came in from second place. Then Jenson Button for his first stop in Grand Prix racing. Smoothly accomplished by him and the Williams team. Ralf Schumacher had taken over second from Villeneuve, and it was his turn to stop. Schumacher into the pits at the end of lap 38. This stage, plenty of promise for the Williams team. But again, problems with that fuel nozzle, and Ralf Schumacher was delayed 14 seconds. But the young German, the grimly determined driver, and he clawed his way back into contention. Frentzen, having run first, came in and retired, leaving the road free for Ferrari to see their way through to a 1-2 finish. Barrichello with the fastest lap of the race, Michael Schumacher in first place. Schumacher slowed, Barrichello caught him up. Michael Schumacher waved his teammate through. Part of a plan by Ferrari. Barrichello did need another stop. And overtaking Michael Schumacher had given him the breathing space to be into the pits and out again without dropping lower than second. Excellent planning by Ferrari. Out went Jenson Button after such a promising debut in the Williams. 46 laps completed, and he looked a very accomplished driver. But the best of the lot was undoubtedly Michael Schumacher. At the end of 58 laps, he picked up his first win in Australia. Michael Schumacher, 129 Grand Prix and 36 victories. Rubens Barrichello followed him home in second place. Ferrari with a full house of 16 points from the opening race of the 2000 season. Ralf Schumacher was in third place. At the centre of attention, undoubtedly Ferrari. Brilliant planning, great teamwork. Michael Schumacher first, Rubens Barrichello second. And the delight between the two Schumacher brothers all too evident. Rubens Barrichello, the Brazilian, in second place on home ground next time out. But the stage was left to Michael Schumacher and Ralf Schumacher. Will we ever see them in the same team, perhaps? Just outside the top three, Jacques Villeneuve earning the first points for BAR, Giancarlo Fisichella, his best finish, 11 races, and Ricardo Zonta coming into sixth place in place of Mika Salo, who was excluded because of a technical infringement in his Sauber. But the winner, Michael Schumacher.
Imagine how long I'm in Ferrari. It's the fifth times we try to win this Australian Grand Prix and be competitive from the beginning of the season. But somehow when I went into my new car, I immediately felt this is the car I'm going to doing with, and I'm going to fight really from the beginning of the championship with.
Second place for Rubens Barrichello, equaling his career best finish.
It was really hard because, like Michael said, this car is unbelievable. This car is really, really good. So unfortunately, in Melbourne, there's not a lot of places to overtake unless the car in front is really slow. Hence, Aro was trying to keep his pace, and at a certain point, he was going really fast, but that took a long time. So the guys in front were going away.
2 Ferraris in the top 2, 2 Schumachers in the top 3.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, we came here again like last year with having had no race distances in a test, but the team did a fantastic job. The car was really great to drive. It was the best car I've ever had. And, you know, speaking about the engine, BMW did a great job. I mean, it did its job as drivable as an ICE engine, and it was reliable, you know, and we finished third. I mean, I thought that if we finished, that we finish in the points, but I never thought about finishing third. It was a great day for us.
And now, gentlemen, let the motion...
For the debutants, Nick Heidfeld for Prost finished 9th. Jenson Button for Williams completed 46 laps. Gaston Mazzacane for Minardi, 40 laps. Some potential there. But it's Ferrari with a 1-2 and a full house of 16 points who move on to the next Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix in South America, in real style.